the question was, has the economic impact of coronavirus been over-exaggerated, given how investors have started to see their money bounce back?
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the big questions that everybody in sort of the market's asking themselves, and it's an unknown. None of us, I think this is the key thing that we all need to be aware of. As much as we would all like to be able to predict the future, and many market participants suggest that they can, that's clearly not the case. So what we don't know is we don't know what the economic environment is going to look like going forward, but we can have an idea. And we can use history as a guide. We can also look at what's happening in the economic environment as we've seen today. And what have we seen? Well, we've seen quite a bit of a V-shaped recovery in most of the sentiment indices. So the purchasing manager indices that we look at have all improved quite sharply. And it looks as if April will probably mark the low for economic activity, and we'll see an improvement from then. What that improvement looks like is something that we're just going to have to continue to monitor and see on a monthly basis. I don't think we can predict it 3, 6, 9 months ahead, but what can we say is that central banks and governments have taken a lot of action to provide support to the economies, and that will feed its way through, and that will feed its way through to improving economic environment, and we probably will see quite robust recoveries given how negative things have been done. But I think the trick there is not to just be thinking about the recovery from the bottom, i.e. things have recovered 30% month on month. Well, what you need to look at is what's happened year on year, and where the year on year change is, to get a real sense of what's happening. So, I think it's a difficult one to say. I think it's an interesting one from an alphabet soup. If you think about what people are saying, is it a V-shaped recovery? U, W, T, even the square root sign has been thrown out there. So what does that tell you? Basically, it's a difficult decision for people to take. It's a difficult view, but economies do recover. And I think that's the thing that we have to be very aware of, that, it's not the end, and we continue to innovate and we continue to change, and things will recover from where they are today.
Thanks, Jeff. And I agree with that. I think as you say, it is alphabet soup out there. And as people better understand this virus, I think people also have to realise we're not out of it yet. We're in phase 2 in England. I'm not quite sure what phase you would be in just over the border or not, Jeff. But we're a long way out. We're talking about travel. With the quarantines now in place, we're talking about the concept of air bridges. We've been kicking around that. We've got the Greeks saying everybody's welcome in, apart from the Brits. But maybe you'll be allowed in July. Ditto really with the Spanish and things. So we don't know what some of these kind of, the economy's gonna look like. And I know we've got some other questions about, did the government get it wrong with excessive money being spent on furlough schemes, on Nightingale hospitals? And I think it's too early to say some of that at the moment. And it might be a better podcast for another day, I think, when we maybe involve David and everybody as well to talk about the overall approach there. So I just want the audience to know I've got those questions, but I'm going to park them for today, and I think we'll pick up on them, because I think it's a broader economic side of things as well as political from there.